Alright guys, Philly X here from Confident Gamers. We're here at the Intervention Convention in Rockville, Maryland. And I'm here with Uni. She is actually the creator and founder of Intervention Convention. So thank you so much for taking some time to meet with me.
Thanks for, making the time to say hi. I mean, I'm asleep and awake at the same time. Awesome.
Perfect. Alright, well I just want to, get a little more about your background and who you are and everything. So I want to know, you work with webcomics, so I want to know, how'd you get started in webcomics?
Well, it's weird. Funny enough, I used to do singing in theater, but I knew that with the industry as it was in the 90s, there's no way I was going to have an audience for that, as it was then. Now it's a little different story. But I figured I needed to, do something that I could control myself. There's no band members, it's just one thing. The one thing I always did was draw. And people are like, oh, you should put these comics online. And of course, I eventually did. And I was like, oh, people are reading it. Awesome.
Awesome. So how long have you been doing it online?
Since 2003. So that's about 10 years now.
Perfect, perfect. Yeah, I had a chance to read through a couple of your comics. I like it.
Oh, thank you. It's not updating now. I'm going to be relaunching in January with my partner Harknell writing it, because that's going to free up some time, because I do so much right now. It suffered, and I was just like, I need help.
Yeah. Are you going to continue the lines you have, or try and create a whole new comic?
The Stupid and Insane Defenders Against Chaos is coming back, and so it's going to be the same thing. I'm going to focus on my blogging and maybe conceptual art pieces on the side. But yeah, it's going to be the same. But I'm going to have a meeting with him to see if he has any plans.
Perfect. So what inspired you to create Intervention Convention? Like, what brought you to this?
Oh, wow. Okay. This was something that actually almost made Harknell and I cry. When I was little, I did not come from, actually my parents gave me up when I was 5 days old, and they didn't even do it officially. Like, it was one of those like, oh, we're just going to leave this baby here. So I ended up raised by my grandmother, who didn't have much money. And I wasn't in an atmosphere where art was really, art was kind of supported, but there were times when I gave up on it because there really wasn't a support structure for me. Yeah. I went to Comic-Cons, and Julie Bell, of all people, was one of the few female artists there. She actually, unlike some of the other people, took the time to look through a young kid's portfolio. And she was like, you need to keep doing this. You need to keep doing this. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I did. And that was kind of a little push that I needed to not give up on things. And years later, when I was at Anime Next, I think it was Anime Next, a little girl comes up to me and she's like, you are the only people that ever believed in me, like the emails that you replied to. And I mean, she was talking about how she had a broken home, she didn't have any money, her mom spent her last, dime buying this kid some markers, and that, Harknell and I almost cried when she left. And this isn't the first time. Like 2 years ago, somebody approached me and said, you inspired me to stop doing drugs, stop selling drugs. And he joined a church group, and he has a support structure now, and he's going to be a professional artist. And he's like, this is the kind of things that happens a lot. It would happen a little bit, and the first time it happened, we were like, we need to do something. Yeah. Because fandom was there for me, and it needs to be there in the future. All of the programs I had in high school, we were in the inner city, so we had Manchester Craftsman's Guild in Pittsburgh, PA, where I was growing up. It was a free after-school program. You could just get on the bus, you could get some food, you could go and draw. And this was so key for so many kids. And a lot of these programs don't exist anymore. Yeah. So I think the DIY crowdsourced situation that we have kind of with Intervention, I think that's the new, at least I feel I need to do something about it, and that's my way. So
awesome. You're doing a great job so far.
Oh, thanks.
Really enjoying yourself.
As I said, by being asleep and awake, I'm very sleep deprived right now, but it's worth it. It's been like 3 years of my life that I'm time traveling because I'm working so hard, but it's worth it. It takes 5 years to get something established, so yeah.
So, well, you guys are doing a great job so far. Have you guys have any challenges with the conventions and putting together anything that made you think, oh, I don't want to do it anymore, or anything like that?
Well, there's just demoralizing things, but it's more, I focus on, my way of management is, it's not that you have to get everything perfect, it's that you have to be able to react to change really well. So, I mean, our budget is very low. It was just what my husband and I could raise. Most of it comes from those enabler levels you see, the donations, like that is a huge help for us. Because It's truly fan funded. So budget's a big problem. Time frame is a big problem. We're moving to a different month next year because we're after a few cons that are in the same demographic, so the area is a little depleted by the time it gets to us.
Yeah.
So those are challenges that also people in the first year, people that knew me know that I don't give up and I will make things work, and I am professional about it. I'm a project manager during the day, so I have experience. But people that didn't know me needed to see that it happened a couple of years before they jump on board.
Yeah.
This year you find that more people are talking about it, that we're just like, oh, it's going to be a one-year thing. And, you know, people are like, oh, you don't know Oni, do you? Yeah, so we're going to be here for many years to come if I have anything to say about it.
Awesome. And hopefully we'll be here supporting you each year.
Yeah.
All right, and I know you mentioned bringing the comic book back next year, so is there any other plans that you have for the future?
Well, I may want to start, once this gets more established, I may want to do local events that are more, I live in New Jersey, so I may try to do something in there that's for that local community. I'm very cautious about, I know what I can handle and what I can't. So I'm going to be helping other events. If you've noticed, there's other events exhibiting with us. We help each other out.
Perfect.
So I'm going to be, you know, they work for me and I work for them. It's a nice thing that that's how fans can get together. I don't think a lot of people realize how much the fans really do give for the community, and it's proof right there when we see these cons all supporting me and then we go and support them.
Yeah, perfect. All right, well, that was questions I had, so I thank you so much for your time. I know you've got a lot to get back to, but I just want to say this is an awesome convention. I'm so glad that we're part of this year, and
Awesome.
so glad to meet you.
I am glad you're having fun. That means a lot to me. I may seem kind of sleep deprived now, but it really does mean a lot to me, to us, and all of our staff believe in it. So
Perfect.
cool.
All right, thank you.